Hello everyone, my name is Alexander. I want to tell you about the AI assistant CodeMaestro, which I recently discovered, and show you a simple example of how I use it to get rid of routine work and focus on what I truly enjoy, which is developing products, adding new features to them, and enjoying the results. Look, here on my screen, I have an example of a Match-3 game. Quite simple, but written with, I'd say, violations of every good programming practice that we know of. It's full of repeated logic, copy-paste code with unclear constants inside. Sure, I can understand what it does, but to figure out what exactly is going on here and rewrite it in a way that's maintainable and extendable would take 2 to 3 days, maybe more. I've tried refactoring this example using IDE tools, Cursor and Copilot, but they don't catch all the connections between algorithms in Match-3 games and the scenes. Let's see if CodeMaestro can handle it. So I asked it a couple of simple questions and got answers. I asked it to explain how the matching works in this game and how it connects to other gameplay processes. And here's what it told me. It explained that in this game, matching is split into horizontal and vertical matches, that there are bonuses, and that matching logic is used to check potential matches before the player makes a move. This connection is something not all assistants can. It also explained all the places where this logic is used, which not all AI assistants can detect. CodeMaestro finds far more connections within the code and between the code and assets, something others simply cannot do. It identified all the places it's used and all the relationships between them. Next, I asked it to apply refactoring. What's the idea behind refactoring? I don't want to write new code for each piece for every potential move. I want it to use templates with relative positions and check, based on them, if there are any possible moves on the board, if there are any matches on the board. I asked it to do that, and here's what it came up with. It immediately suggested a pretty solid pattern. It proposed defining relative positions, changing the matching logic, updating all the places where this logic is used, and provided a ready-made implementation. The code includes comments, detailed explanations, and a much simpler algorithm compared to what was in its original implementation. Here's the solution it offered, and here's what we had before. Using this approach, it also suggested updates to the areas where this logic is applied and explained its refactoring process. With this approach, we can now define pieces using data, and I don't need to add or change the code to update the pieces. I can add them to new levels of the game or remove them. I can even create an asset, ask it to generate an asset along with this logic, and pass it on to game designers. In this way, CodeMaestro saved me 2 or 3 days of struggling with terrible code, and now I can just apply this refactoring. Make sure it works, and focus on developing the product in the direction I want, adding new features, new pieces, new bonuses, and so on. I really like this system. I hope you'll like it too. See you in the next videos.